Every now and then, a story just explodes online and splits a fandom right down the middle. So today, we're going to dive into the controversy and the chaos around a webtoon that did exactly that. We're talking about the manhwa that launched 1,000 debates. The returned C-Rank Tank Won't Die. It all kicked off with a pretty simple post on Reddit. With this one sentence, a user named Cousin Mabel didn't just recommend a new series, they basically lit a match. That term, Psycho FL for female lead, became a rallying cry for some people and a huge red flag for others. And just like that, it started this massive conversation about what we actually want from our heroines. So who is this character that got everyone so fired up? Well, to really get why she becomes this unhinged hero, we have to go back to who she was before her entire world just completely fell apart. Okay, meet Cho. In this world of hunters and dungeons, she's what's called a C-Rank Tank. Her entire job is, literally, to take hits for her team. And her personality? It kind of matches her role. The official description calls her douce et timide, which is French for sweet and shy. So yeah, she's not the main hero, not some powerhouse, just a low-ranked support character, you know? But oh boy, that is all about to change. Every good villain origin story has that one breaking point, right? Well, for Choi, it wasn't just a bad day, it was basically an eternity of bad days, all kicked off by one absolutely horrifying betrayal. Okay, so here's how it goes down, and it is brutal. While she's in a dungeon, her own boyfriend and her teammates leave her behind as bait for a swarm of monsters. But just before she dies, she stumbles upon this mysterious ring that makes her immortal. But here's the sick twist. She still feels every single thing. So she gets eaten alive, dies, regenerates, and then it just happens all over again and again and again. So how long did this go on? Well, according to one Redditor who did the math based on the story's time distortion, Choi was trapped in this loop of agonizing death and rebirth for an estimated 72 years. Just try to imagine that. Decades of being torn apart, completely alone in a dungeon. That's the kind of trauma that doesn't just change a person, it completely shatters them. So after going through something that is just unimaginable, the Try who finally gets out of that dungeon is not the sweet and shy girl who went in. This, right here, is the birth of that Psycho FL that had the internet completely losing its mind. And yeah, the official description nails it. She becomes a bloodthirsty lunatic. The trauma didn't just make her stronger, it completely flipped her personality inside out. She goes insane and starts to enjoy slaughtering the very same monsters that tortured her for all those years. The sweet girl is gone. A villainess has totally taken her place. So what did the internet think of this transformation? Well, this comment from user Kibateo2 pretty much sums up the initial vibe. Her new, violent personality had this instant, almost magnetic appeal. The hot crazy scale, as they put it, became a huge part of her charm for a lot of readers who were, frankly, tired of the same old perfectly moral heroines. Okay, but not everyone was on board with this. For every single reader who loved her, it felt like there was another one who just couldn't stand her. And this is where the fandom really, truly splits right down the middle. So the battle lines were pretty much drawn in the sand. You had one camp praising her for being uniquely unhinged and violent, like a total breath of fresh air. And then you had the other camp, who found her just plain unlikable, thought the plot was a ripoff, and felt the romance storyline was completely pointless. The people who loved her, oh, they were super passionate. This comment from marzipan_moth says it all. Yes, love Psycho FLs. For this whole side of the fandom, Choi wasn't a problem to be fixed. She was exactly the kind of morally gray, chaotic character they'd been waiting for. But then you've got the other side of the coin. A user named gloomy_honeydew gives this sharp counterpoint. For these readers, she just crossed a line. It wasn't just about being a psycho. It was that she was just cruel and mean, even to people who were trying to help her. And for a lot of people, that made her really tough to root for. And hey, the criticism wasn't just about her personality. Some readers, like Preflux89 here, kind of dismissed the whole story. They called it a knockoff of huge series like Solo Leveling, and argued that the plot was too simple and that she just got crazy powerful without any real struggle or meaningful character growth. Oh, and the debates did not stop there. The community argued about literally everything. Was the male lead, as one person put it, painfully unnecessary? Did the whole revenge plot against her ex wrap up way too fast? Would a super powerful male lead just solve all her problems and kind of take the edge off her character? It was just a total firestorm of opinions. So, with all this controversy, why did this story hit so hard? Why are we even talking about it? Well, I think the answer is in what this story represents for the whole genre. A huge part of its appeal is how it totally flips the script on the whole gates and systems genre. Think about it. These stories about hunters, dungeons, leveling up, they are overwhelmingly dominated by male main characters. Just having a female lead is rare enough, but having one who's violent, vengeful, and morally broken, that's almost unheard of. And this comment from Satu really just gets right to the heart of it. Choi fits into this very specific, niche archetype that a really passionate group of fans absolutely loves, the murder waifu. She's not just powerful, she's appealing because she's dangerous, and her morals are questionable. For readers who are into that, a character like Choi is a rare find. When you boil it all down, the whole debate about Choi really comes down to one big question. Do we want our heroes to be these flawless symbols of everything that's good, or are we more drawn to the messy, complicated, broken characters who maybe reflect a darker and maybe more realistic side of things? Her story really makes you think about what you actually value in a main character. So what's the verdict? Is she a compelling anti-heroine or just an unlikable mess? Honestly, there's no right answer, and that's what makes her so interesting to talk about. I really want to know what you think. Drop your opinion in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like and share. Thanks for tuning in.